Welcome back to the range. Here with your NFL picks of the week. Starting off with the game of the week, the Minnesota Vikings visiting the desert to play the Arizona Cardinals. Chris, talk to us about it.
All right, Arizona is coming off a heartbreaking loss against the Titans on the last play of the game, while Minnesota is riding very high with a big win over the Bears. Two high-powered offenses and two pretty good special teams. Arizona can run the ball, but they don't run the ball as much as they should, while the Vikings can run it all day. But I really feel that the Vikings will run away with this game in the second half. Percy Harvin, who's my pick for Rookie of the Year, is having a great season. Brett Favre having an MVP-like season. Kurt Warner's supposed to be coming back playing this game. I mean, Matt Leinart did a good job, didn't have no turnovers, but Kurt Warner will take over the helm. I just feel that the Cardinals secondary won't be enough to stop the Vikings in their pass offense. So, and the Vikings front seven, unstoppable. They lead the league in sacks. So I'm picking the Vikings to win it.
JB.
Yeah, like you said, Matt Leinart did play a good game without any turnovers against the Titans. So I'm going to go with Minnesota 31, Cardinals 20.
Doug.
I think it's going to be even worse than that, 35-17 Vikings.
Cleveland.
Oh, man, I think it's going to be like 42-21 Vikings.
And I'm picking the Vikings over the Cardinals. Up next, one wild card game, the Dallas Cowboys at the New York Football Giants. Doug, be objective.
All right, here we go. All right, Giants lost 5 out of 6, of course. Their only W coming against Atlanta in overtime. And they've given up 32 points per game over that span. It's bad coaching as far as I'm concerned. The Cowboys have won 5 out of 6, and they're only giving up 14 points a game during that stretch. But they did win a game 7-6 against Washington, which we all know they should have lost. But this is the hardest thing I have ever had to do as far as picking games. And you heard it here first, guys. The Giants are so terrible, and they are going to get beat down in Giant Stadium, 31-7.
JB, be objective.
All right. The Cowboys were fortunate enough to win against the Redskins 7-6. And coming off a win over the Oakland Raiders, I'm going to go with the Dallas Cowboys 28, Giants 10.
Chris.
I think this is the game that the Giants turn it around. Cowboys are coming off a hard-fought win over the Raiders, and I do feel that they are going to meet their match when they go up against the Giants. Giants win. Don't care about the score.
Cleveland.
This dude's on some drugs because Dallas is playing top-notch ball. The Giants are not, so I got the Cowboys winning. Don't want to say the score because I don't think it's going to be that bad, actually.
Up next, another wild card game. The Baltimore Ravens going to Lambeau Field to face the Green Bay Packers. JB.
All right. Green Bay's defense is ranked number 2 in the league, just right behind New England. Baltimore's defense, they're dominant, but they're not as dominant as far as the stats would say. They beat a very good Pittsburgh team last week, and they were fortunate enough to do that. Baltimore's offense did struggle a little bit, but with the help of Ray Rice, they have emerged as perhaps one of the most balanced offenses in the league. Aaron Rodgers, he leads the league in passing, but he gets sacked a lot. So Joe Flacco against perhaps one of the best secondaries in the league. I'm gonna go with Baltimore in an upset. I wouldn't even call it an upset. I'm gonna stay with Baltimore. Just no score needed. Just going with Baltimore.
Chris.
I feel that if Baltimore can establish the run, they'll win the game in the cold. Because it's going to be kind of hard to pass the ball for Aaron Rodgers. So with that being said, I'm picking Baltimore to win the game.
Cleveland.
If it comes down to running game, Baltimore, Ray Rice, better than Ryan Grant, so I got to go with Baltimore.
Doug.
Al Harris and Aaron Campbell are more than likely out, thus I like Baltimore as well.
All right, and in our upset special, 15 points going to the people who pick, if they win, the resurgent Tennessee Tennessees Titans going to the Drum to face off against the Indianapolis Colts. And please, somebody tell this man to
Be
Take that
objective.
damn hat off.
And take that damn hat off.
Cleveland be objective.
First of all, y'all can all go to hell because we're undefeated. So as long as we win close games, I don't give a crap what happens and what you think about the hat. We still winning ball games. Your teams are not. Therefore, JB, when your team becomes undefeated, you can talk some noise. As for the Raiders, beat another decent team, I'll give you some props. As for the Giants, you ain't said nothing to me yet, so I'll let you slide. As for the Niners, thank you for beating the Jags because that made us division champions. So now that I hate on all y'all's team, let me get to what I'm supposed to really talk about here. So, first of all, this is probably a very scary matchup. Y'all thought I was scared a couple weeks ago with New England coming to town. This is completely different. Vince Young has turned around that Tennessee team. The whole atmosphere of that team, the defense is playing better. Cortland Finnegan's playing a lot better than he did the first time we played him. I mean, that offense is great. I mean, Chris Johnson's still the main, the common denominator in both times we played him. And this time it's going to be very different. Our run defense isn't looking too well. Houston kind of exploited us a lot in the first couple series. We kind of got it together. But a team like Tennessee, that defense is not like Houston's was. So it does scare me a lot. I don't think we'll be too bad. But you know what? I still had to continue with the undefeated streak. Colts win.
Doug.
All right, I'm gonna go with the Colts as well. They're not gonna be able to pass the ball. The Titans won't be, unfortunately. So I like the Colts.
JB.
You know what? I don't care. I'm going to go with the upset. I'm going with the Titans.
Chris.
My man, go with the Titans. Show me, Bama.
Up next, we have a little bit of a basketball discussion here on the range. Take that man's hat off, please. We will be right back.
Ooh, take that hat off.
No.
All right, welcome back to the range. Time hit for college basketball, guys. What are your initial impressions of what has gone on so far?
Well, first of all, I'd like to give props to the Florida Gators. They did beat my Michigan State Spartans on Friday, 77-74. Very disheartening, but you know what? Like I told, our friend Brandon over here, nobody goes undefeated in college basketball, so if we're going to lose a game, I'm glad it's out of conference and not in conference. So that was very impressive. Florida has a pretty decent team, and they can play that way every night. They won't be finishing fifth in the SEC. They'll finish a little bit better. Not first, because Kentucky's running away with that one. But, second or third. Might even make the tournament. Can probably do some damage in the tournament in March, but that depends to be seen. As for Carolina, barely getting past Nevada. I can't wait till tomorrow. I can't wait till Tuesday night, man.
I can't. Like Cleveland said, Tar Heels, my boys. Yeah, we're going to be good, but we're not going to be great. Us suffering against us, hardly being a scrappy Nevada team, that's not going to cut it down when it comes down to March. So, yeah, Michigan State brings everybody back. We're loaded with just freshmen and sophomores. So, it's going to be something exciting to whenever they play.
On to the NBA. Iverson announced his retirement, and then the next day he announces that he wants to come back, and now he's meeting with his old college coach to talk about getting back in the NBA and playing for a team. And right now, it looks like the 76ers are interested in Allen Iverson, which I think would be a good fit for him to come back and play for the Sixers, the team that he did start out with. It'll be good for the city. It'll have a lot of buzz around there. And it'll be good for Iverson to retire where he did started, because he did mean so much